right. Welcome back to a very exciting episode of the podcast. Today we have a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Wiard. I am from Brisbane in Australia. What would you like to know?
So, could you tell me a little bit more about yourself and how you got into the competition world of strongman?
Yeah, sure. So I've been doing strongman for about 6 years. Before that, I was a competitive powerlifter for about 2 years. And before that, I used to do CrossFit, but don't judge me.
Very cool. So, in the strongman community, I've heard from several people that it's kind of like a real tight knit community. Um, do you have any competitors that you look up to or that you've got inspiration from?
hmm Yeah, I think one of my role models in the sport would be Donna Moore. I was very lucky to get the opportunity to meet her when I competed at the official Strongman Games in Florida in 2019. She not only is she a fantastic strength athlete, but she is just so humble in all of her achievements. You know, winning World's Strongest Woman, I think 3 times now, and the Arnold's and nameless other competitions in the UK. You know, she's got time for anybody. She's a really lovely person, and I would have to say that she is probably, yeah, my favorite inspiration in terms of strong women.
That's awesome. So,
You've just disappeared. I can't see you anymore.
oh, it's probably my internet. It uploads simultaneously.
Oh, righto.
So, as far as training, how often do you have to train, and what does your nutrition look like during that?
So I train 4 days a week. I have a program that's sent to me by my coach, Colin Webb. Um, I'm not on any specific nutrition diet plan at the moment. I normally sit around 80 kilos, and the competition weight that I compete at is under 82 kilos. So, you know, I like to maintain my body weight around that. I have cut weight previously for international competition before, and I did have the help of a sports dietitian who helped me get there. I had to weigh all of my food, and I was measuring everything out, counting all of my macros with my proteins, carbs, and my fats. That was a very treacherous uh, prep doing all of that. It's very time consuming, but it did get me the results that I wanted. So yeah, I don't follow a specific meal plan at this point in time, but I guess I learned a lot from that previous cut that I did with, you know, like a palm sized chunk of meat is about one meal serving, you know, lots of vegetables, trying to limit, you know, the junk foods and that kind of thing. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm no angel with my eating. I do love a block of chocolate or like a good burger. But yeah, I'm not following anything specific at this point, and I don't track my food, but I would say I'm probably on around 2.5 to 3,000 calories a day.
Wow. Okay. So that's more than the average, I believe, which is not crazy bad, but so in regards to the training regimen, do you have a certain day that you do certain things, or is it just set based on what competition you're going to be going into?
Yeah. So my split at the moment is I'm training to compete in Norway for a stone lifting event, and then after Norway, I'm going to Scotland to attempt to lift the famous Dinny stones. So my program at the moment is Monday. I'll do my heavy Dinny lifts with some Atlas stones and leg accessories. So it's normally a pretty taxing day on my upper back and my legs. So I will have a rest day on Tuesday. Wednesday would be my overhead pressing day. So I'll do like my log press, my barbell overhead work, and some shoulder and tricep accessories. The day after that would be like my back day. So one of the events I'm training currently is like a stone carry medley. So the event in Norway is a 70, 80, and then 90 kilo natural stone pick and carry for 10 meters for each implement. And then I'd have like a lat pull down or a bent over row, and some other accessories like that with the posterior chain. And then the final day, the final day of the program, that would be any other events day. So I might have like a farmer's carry in there, or a sandbag carry, just something to keep up my conditioning, get my heart rate up a little bit, as well as I'm also training like shot put, like a stone put event, because that's one of the events for Norway also, and like tricep, bicep, back kind of stuff. So I just do what my coach tells me. He has this intricate plan that he likes to keep me on, and I always trust what he's giving me to do to prep me for my upcoming comps.
Very cool. So when you're traveling, do you find it hard to stay on your fitness regimen and to try to get the best nutrition you can?
Oh, look, I'm not going to be dieting as such while I'm traveling, because I don't think I'll have the opportunity to do my own meal prep. But you can make choices with your food, and instead of having like a whole serving of like French fries or something, I might just ask for a salad instead, or like a side of vegetables. Or it depends where you are. But I said to my partner, when we actually do go traveling around Europe, some of the places that we're staying do have a little kitchen. So we might go to the grocery store and buy, something to make a salad wrap, or cook some chicken up, or something that's going to be a bit more of a healthier option, because obviously when you eat out all the time, you can't count how many calories are going to be in each of the foods. And yeah, it also gets expensive when you're buying meals all the time. So we will try and make a few smarter decisions while we're traveling, but it's not going to be perfect by any means.
Gotcha. And I've noticed everybody's answer is a little bit different when it comes to that, and I guess a lot of it has to do with the type of competition you're going to be doing too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need lots of energy, so loading up on those carbs before you have a big comp like that. Whereas normally I would have like quite a protein dense diet, and I do have carbs before my training, so I try and eat something that's going to give me that energy to get through my sessions, which normally last 2.5 to 3 hours when I'm training.
Wow. So what competitions have you done, and do you have a favorite competition along with an event in that competition?
Sorry, could you repeat that question? You just
Sure.
cut out a little bit there.
Yeah. So what kind of competitions have you done, and do you have a favorite competition?
My favorite, I really enjoyed going to the Arnold's in South Africa. So that was in 2019 in May, and that was where I met Sam, who got you to contact me to come onto your show. I loved that show because I was a single female traveling on my own, and I didn't know anybody that was going to be there, but I was absolutely welcomed with open arms by all of the South Africans, all the other competitors, the promoter of the show. They were asking me to come out to dinner and, socialize with them. And it was quite daunting, going to another country and doing like a big international show. But I had the best time. I was really fortunate. I placed second at that show, and I hit PBs in all of the events. So that was probably up there with like one of my favorite shows. Second to that would probably be going to the official Strongman Games in Florida in 2019 in November. I hope to be able to get back there this year. I've still got my invite, but a few things kind of depend on that, with if I can get extra time off work and, the finances to get there.
Definitely. So do you have a favorite event in a competition that you've done?
Yeah, I love yoke. I love the yoke walk.
Very cool. So
Do you know what a yoke walk
I,
is?
I'll be honest, no, I don't. I was trying to think if I knew, but I don't.
So yoke walk is like it's a big frame that goes across your back, and then you put your hands on the side of it, and it's you looks like you're in a square frame, and they can stack weights on the end of it. So you basically pick it up on your shoulders, and then you run with it. So I love squats because I've got very strong legs, and I love moving events. So being able to go quickly. So yeah, one of my favorite events is the yoke, and I hold the Australian record carrying a 300-kilo yoke
Wow.
walk. So that's my favorite.
Congratulations on that. So during the South African Arnold Classic, did you get to meet Arnold during that or see him?
Did I meet
Yeah.
Arnold? No, no. So he was there. He had like a plethora of bodyguards around him and security. Someone actually kicked him in the back. I don't know if you would have seen
Oh
this
yeah,
online, but
I
it
remember
went
that.
viral. The security weren't paying attention. Yeah, they weren't. They may not have been paying attention at that time, and some random person from the crowd came up and fly kicked him in the back. He wasn't injured, and the funny thing is, he actually posted on his Twitter account something like, "Oh, I'm the Terminator. A kick to the back isn't going to knock me down," or something like that. So he was like joking about it and laughing. It didn't really affect him, but still, though, the security should have been all round the fence looking after him. He normally goes to all of the Arnold Classic shows because obviously it's named after him. And he was around and he was watching the pro strongman do their events, but I didn't get to like physically shake his hand or chat to him in person. No, but I've done the Arnold's Australia show here a couple of times as well, and he's always been out here for that, and he's always been in the distance, and I could see him in person, but haven't had the opportunity yet to actually shake his hand. Hopefully, though, in the
Definitely.
future.
So I asked Sam this when we talked. He was saying that just having him, knowing he's there somewhere and can see you, kind of added some added pressure, but also at the same time kind of made it so he put it as he could do more than he thought he could.
Yeah, that's right. So when you know that you've got someone so famous and someone with such a huge repertoire in his career, both in bodybuilding and acting and parliament, and he's just had such a wonderful life, and he's a very inspirational man. A lot of his motivational speaking that he does, it really does like mean something to me because he talks a lot about your motivation and your drive and what gets you going, and you're not going to achieve anything sitting on your ass. So I think he said something about you have to climb the ladder of success working your ass off like every damn day. And knowing that he's there watching you competing, I would agree with what Sam had said. It makes you try a little bit harder.
Definitely. And I can kind of see that, especially since not only is it, like you said, it's named after him, but he's kind of one of those larger than life kind of people.
Mm.
But I am curious too, in regards to the travel, do do you have to find a gym when you travel, or how does that work for you?
Well, usually if I'm traveling overseas to compete, I would have done most of the hard work before I get over there. So I train at my gym here in Brisbane in Australia, and then I would organize my travel to kind of get there, taking into account jet lag, because obviously when you're traveling from Australia to the other side of the world, the time difference and the time on the plane, I always get swollen legs when I fly for long distances. So you've got to factor in all those kind of things as well. For example, when I'm going over to Norway in 2 weeks, I will be going over there a little bit earlier, and I'll be helping out with some of the other events that are on for that strength week. And then my competition is at the end of that week. So there is a hotel gym there that I could do like some basic lightweight work with, but I'm not going to be doing anything heavy
Gotcha.
like leading up to my competition. Got to let the body rest a little bit,
That's right.
like keep moving in some
Just
way.
keep the momentum going. So as far as competitions, is there a competition, whether it be the World's events or another Arnold event, or even something else that you'd like to be a part of that you haven't had the opportunity yet?
Yeah, I would love to go to the Arnold's in Ohio. So that's normally around February, March, most years around that time. I've just missed out slightly by qualifying for it from the Australian shows. So you have to place top three at the Australian Arnold to get your invite to Ohio. And, 1 year I tied for third place, but then I got fourth place on countback. And then another year I placed fifth, so I missed out on the podium again. Then when I went to South Africa, they only offered the invite to Ohio from the first place, and I placed second. So, I've been very close, but not quite there yet. So that would still be a competition that I haven't done that I would like to. Another thing that's, I think, getting really huge in the strongman scene is the Clash on the Coast. So that's the comp run by Anthony Furman, and he's doing a lot of good things for the sport. I would like to do maybe an online qualifier to get an invite to
Very
go
cool.
over to
Yeah,
the States
and
compete at that show as
you
well.
never know. Next year could be the year.
Yeah, look, I'm not getting any younger. I think while my body's still in relatively good nick, I'm going to try my best to keep working hard to achieve those things that I want to do while my
So
body is still
I
able
am
to.
kind of curious. Once the strong woman career is coming to a close, do you have any aspirations to do anything else? Whether it be, some people want to be an actor, some people just want to own a business, whatever that may be.
Oh, well, I have my career in nursing, obviously. Like that's what pays my bills. I don't get paid to be a strong woman. I do this as a hobby. So I have my hand in a few different pies with nursing because I work in a few different places. One of them is in like the Army Reserves as a nursing officer. One of those is working with veterans with mental health issues, and the other is in the hospitals doing different types of clinical nursing on various different medical wards. So that's what I do in my professional life. I have other hobbies outside of lifting weights. I love being outdoors and going hiking. I love taking my dog to the beach. I love playing the piano and singing. I practice shibari, which is Japanese rope bondage. It might be a little bit of a taboo topic for most people, but if you've had a look on my Instagram, you would have seen some of those pictures of me like tying people up or being tied myself. So yeah, I have a few other interests outside of just lifting weights, and I don't think that being a strong woman defines me of who I am. I think I'm quite multifaceted, and you need to have more than one hobby, because if one of those things breaks down, you kind of lose your
Definitely,
identity for that
definitely. And,
particular thing.
you know, uh, when it comes down to a hobby, you could do anything you want to do as long as it makes you happy. That's all that matters.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I love playing music and singing, and people have asked me before, like, "Oh, have you ever thought about being in a band or, putting your music out there?" And I said, "No, not really, because once you actually start to do that kind of like a job, then it becomes like a chore. I do it for fun, because it makes me feel good. It's my way of relaxing. I love getting on the keys and working out a new song, and it's really therapeutic when you've had a stressful day at work and you want to come home and just relax a little bit. So yeah, that's the same with doing my rope practice. It's one of those hobbies that I like to do, but I wish I had more time to do it. But I'm also studying my master's degree in mental health nursing, so that tends to chew up quite a bit of my time. And the times where I'd like to be doing my hobbies or say watching TV, I unfortunately have to
Yeah.
study and
Hey,
work
but
on
the hard
assignments.
work's going to pay off in the end.
Yeah, I'm in my final subject now, so I should be graduating in a couple of weeks, and then hopefully get a pay rise because I have that extra qualification that's it's very sought after to not just get like your bachelor's degree, but to move up to that next level, getting the master's degree,
There
and
you
then
go.
maybe one day in the
Congratulations on
future I'll
that.
do a PhD.
So, with in
Thank
regards
you.
to some of the stuff that you've done over your strongman career or strongwoman career, excuse me. Do you have any kind of moments that stand out, or any kind of records that stand out to you the most?
Sorry, I missed
Yeah,
what you said. Something
absolutely.
about
So,
records,
over
and
your
then it
your
cut out.
career
Could you say
thus
that
far
again?
in the strongwoman community, are there any events that stand out as like
Hmm.
milestones, or any kind of records that you've done that you're most proud of?
Um, so we have this event here called the ASA, Australian Strongman Alliance Nationals. And I've done that show the last 5 years. My first year was in 2017 when I was a brand newbie to Strongman. And I placed fifth at my very first nationals, which was my second competition ever in the sport. So I think I'm a very competitive person, and me not doing so well at that show was actually the motivation that I needed to come into it the following year, which I ended up winning for the next 3 years. So I held that title of national champion under 82 kilos from 2018, 2019, and 2020. I did the competition again last year, but I placed second. There's a lot of new competition coming through, and like that's a good thing because I think it pushes you to try harder next time. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do the national competition this year because I'll be overseas in Europe chasing some other goals over there. So I would have to say, winning my first nationals in 2018, which opened up the doors for me to go and compete internationally. That scored me my ticket to go and compete in the US, in Memphis, in Tennessee. So that was a really exciting opportunity to be able to go overseas and showcase my strength with, the best in the world in my weight class.
Definitely, and
So
that's
I would have to
awesome.
say that was a pretty
Congratulations on that
memorable
win
moment.
streak.
Thank you. A hat trick, we call it, like 3 times in a row. But I think people kind of put a lot of pressure on you. If you have won a big show like that, they kind of expect you to win the next year. And I also put the pressure on myself. I thought, oh, I've won it 3 times. People kind of expect you to win it like the next year. And then when I didn't win, I was a little bit disappointed. But at the same time, I was happy for the other girl who took the top spot because she'd obviously trained her ass off and she was stronger than me. So
Yeah,
I think you
exactly,
still
and
need
that
to
goes
celebrate
back to
other
what
people's
you
wins as
what
well
we
as
were
yourself.
alluding to earlier about the community as a whole being kind of like a really large family. And I've heard that from so many people that even there are some people that I've talked to that
Mm-hmm.
haven't competed in a competition, but they still go because of the camaraderie that goes along with it.
Yeah, that's right. It is like a big community. And I think even if you're not a competitive athlete, but you still want to be involved in the sport in some way, you might know someone who's competing or have like a friend or family member. You can still offer to help out at the competitions. You can be a scorer, or you can be a loader, a spotter. You can be a crowd controller. You can wrangle people. You can still help out because these competitions don't run without the help of the volunteers. And, you still feel like you're a part of that community by giving back to the sport. And I just got back from a competition in Victoria last weekend. My partner was competing down there, and I ended up reffing for the competition. And we got, a t-shirt, we got fed, we got looked after. But I was happy to do it like out of my own time anyway. And I paid for my flights to go interstate to go and do it. But that's just how much I love being involved with the community, is that I will give back because I know that when I'm competing, there's a whole big pool of volunteers there that are
Definitely.
working hard so
So,
that I can compete. So
in
therefore, I
regards
want
to
to
some of
return that
the
favor.
stuff you're going to be doing coming up, do you know if they're putting any of that on like YouTube or any kind of places where the viewers can check it out? Yeah, some of the the competitions
My
that'll be coming
content.
up for you.
Yeah, so I Instagram is my main platform for social media. I I feel like I already spend way too much time on there as it is, so I don't have a YouTube channel. I mean, I have a YouTube like where I watch other people's videos, but I don't post my own content on YouTube because I feel like editing videos and putting it out there, it takes a lot of time, which I don't have a lot of. So at the moment, I'm just mainly focused on finishing my master's degree. I don't know, maybe that might open up a bit more
Okay,
pockets of
definitely.
time for me
So,
to be able to do something like that, but
where
I,
can
I
our
don't
viewers find
currently.
you on Instagram?
Yep, so it's Redalicious,
Very cool. Well, I
REDALICIOUS
appreciate you taking time
underscore
out of your
strong
busy morning.
woman.
For me, of course, it's night to chat with me. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope we can do it again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me on. The sound's been a bit funny. Like your face is there, and then it's disappeared, and then what you say comes through a little bit delayed in my earphones. So I don't know if
I
it's
think
like the
a
internet
lot of
connection or
it
the
is the
fact
way
that
the
we're on opposite
program's
sides of the
set
world
up.
right now.
Is it takes your recording and mine and kind of meshes them together as it uploads. So it kind of makes it a little wonky sometimes. That's it. Well, I appreciate it again. Hopefully, we can do it
Yeah, that's
some other
technology
time
for you.
soon. All right, you too. Have a great day.
Sure. Sounds good, Josh. Take care of yourself.
All right. Bye bye.
You too, mate. See ya.